65. I am feeling about 65 and I'm probably looking 45. So I look even worse on camera. So let's sort this fucking mess out. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the remnants of any of my lunch. So I'm just going to take some micellar water. This is just a Primark one. It's the cheapest one I could find, and it is £1.70. And I'm going to go all the way around my mouth here. I have already misted, toned, and moisturized this 35-year-old face earlier today. And as you can see, we have quite a lot of fucking work to do. So I have a gig this evening. I am going to Gruesome and Exhumed in Manchester, so I would like to look good for that. Also, if you've noticed, I've finally done something and added a few bits to the background. So there are some cool metal posters back there. Some of them you might recognize, possibly. So yeah, do check those out. The next thing I was going to say is let's actually start the process because I'm so fucking rusty at all of this now. March was just a complete disaster. I took on some extra work being like, yeah, sure, I can cover for a colleague. And yeah, it didn't go so well, really. I was so busy all the time doing loads of extra teaching and didn't goals or any of my sort of general goals really. Didn't read any books, didn't make any videos, so everything kind of went on the back burner while I was doing that. Right, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna mist my face again because I just think it feels nice. So I am using the Bioma Balancing Facial Mist. I used this morning. I actually don't really know how good it is. I always give it a good shake and it just feels nice. As a result of me being pretty overworked, my skincare has gone to shit. Whatever sort of skincare routine I may have had previously just isn't there anymore. So my skin is absolutely dry as a bone. It's looking far worse on this camera than it does in real life. But hey, I guess then you can really see if products work. My lip decided to kind of split or peel earlier, so we've got that to work with. And I want to go to this gig and not feel disgusting. So let's see what we can do. Now, what I've been doing with my makeup recently is focusing a lot more on skin and the longevity of the skin rather than eyes and things that I used to focus on when I was younger. Now, we still have to do eyes, obviously, but the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to prime my skin a little bit. I still don't really know if I believe in primers or not, but look, fuck it, we'll give it a go. So I'm going to use 2 pumps of the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I honestly have no idea if this is any better than the e.l.f. one that looks exactly the same, or I believe Essence also have a very similar one. I do know that you're supposed to kind of pat your primers on rather than rubbing them in to keep the sort of grip or stickiness. So I'm just gonna sort of do something between a smear and a pat. It's been so long since I've done this now that I don't even know if I've put the right settings on this new phone. I still can't figure out how to film properly on this new phone. I made a video and edited it on the phone and was really happy with it and uploaded it a few weeks ago, and then it turned out to be a complete fucking disaster because where I had edited it on the phone was not where the edits appeared when I uploaded it, and it was a heap of shit. And rightly so. I did get 1 or 2 dislikes on that video for the short time that it was up. But yeah, I took it down because it was a fucking embarrassment. So that's what I did there. Let me just check the settings on this because I've noticed that nobody's joined. I mean, to be fair, maybe just no one's interested and that's okay too. Right, I have no idea what any of that stuff does. Let's look at the settings. Don't know. Okay, I assume this is meant to be public and just no one's watching, and that's fine if no one joins in. Right, so while that is setting, I am going to take the MAC Painterly Pro Longwear Paint Pot, which is just this really neutral color, and I always use this just to go over my eyelids, and I'm going to do this really quickly with a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. You'd want some massive fucking creased eyes to be using this as your crease brush every day for eyeshadow, but I do find that it works quite well for just going over the entire eyelid space and up to the brow, if that's what you want to do to get your paint pot on, or anything that you're doing, concealer, primer, it'll flake that on nicely for you. So again, same thing on the other eye. Oh look, the one person that was watching has left. Oh, that's sad. Oh wait, someone has rejoined. Hello, thank you for joining me. Very nice to see you. Tiara F5I, hello, and Rocky13 is here, awesome, lovely to see you again. So yeah, I've already spoken about how inconsistent I've been. Let's just, ignore it and get on with it. I'm actually going to put a little bit of that into my lovely smile lines that are always there. I actually saw a picture of myself from when I was 21 the other day. You know when it does that like Facebook memories thing or whatever? And I have had that big ass smile line since I was 21. It just wasn't as prominent. I also think when we were younger, we just didn't really notice these things. So I'm applying some of that paint pot on my chin, which might look really crazy, but it actually keeps the makeup on there for longer because at the end of the day, what it is a primer. I did put a little bit of this on my nose the other day and it kind of worked and kind of didn't. So I kept the makeup on there, but then the makeup sort of looked a bit odd by the end of the day. Now, that could have been me not touching it up properly, eating, drinking, talking, all the usual shit and touching my face. But, you know, it kept something on there. It just looked a bit strange. Right, so that's a paint pot pretty much fucking everywhere. I'll throw a bit on under the eyes, sure, why not? Can't hurt. I have nothing to lose starting by looking like this. Okay, so now that that's on, what I'm going to do is I am going to decide on some sort of eyeshadow look. I have no idea what I'm going to do because that's how I roll. I just rock up and I plan to make a video with no real plan other than let's film a video because it's been like a month and I'm really disappointed in myself for not doing it. Someone is typing lots of S's. Hello, strange person. Okay, so I am going to a metal gig tonight, so bearing that in mind, I'm probably going to do something smoky-esque, but the other thing that I need to consider is that I have to go to the fucking gym after this, get my fat lazy ass to the gym, work out, and not look entirely crazy, okay? So let's first of all pick out some eyeshadows to use. I kind of want to be lazy, so I'm not going to do anything that interesting or unique. But I also do want it to look like I've made an effort. So it's that ultimate combination of I want to look like I've made a big effort, but I really fucking haven't and have probably used like one eyeshadow blind in the dark. So I have an idea because there is a particular eyeshadow that I use for this job. So that eyeshadow is MAC's Club eyeshadow. So I'm delving into my massive stack of depotted eyeshadows. This is the first layer, which is all of my, well, mostly neutrals. There are quite a lot of warm shades in here as well. For some reason, some of the browns are reading as grays. That's really weird. And then let's have a look at this other layer, which is where I keep sort of pinks, purples, all random colors. Now, where is Club? Club is this color here that looks like absolutely nothing in the pan, but it's a brown with a green reflect in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of an eyeliner base, and then I'm going to put that over the top, and it's going to make this really cool duochrome effect. And then when you blend it into the crease, it looks even more interesting. Like you've actually made an effort when really you've used one eyeshadow and a bit of a kohl eyeliner. So in terms of the eyeliner base that I'm going to use, if I'm thinking about longevity, I should probably use something like an eyeshadow stick, but I don't know if I actually have the kind of color that I want. Then the other side of this coin is, should I use more of a smudgy, movable kohl that will give me that sort of messy, grungy, rock star sort of look, as if I would ever be considered a rock star? I don't know. I think I'm going to base my choice on color rather than product type. So if I'm thinking about the perfect color to use, that would be Stash, which is a really old, but I think still available, Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in this sort of khaki green color. So let me just swatch that so you can see it. And of course it's unsharpened because I'm completely unprepared for this video. So we can sharpen it as well. If I even know where my sharpener is, probably not. I have found in my drawer the lid of the sharpener. Well, that's fucking helpful, isn't it? Okay, so maybe not that then. I'm still going to use the color. I'll probably just stab my eyes, you know, with the wood of the pencil as a dedicated person would do. I've actually just found it, so I'm not going to stab myself. Okay, I should probably stop talking about that on camera, or this video is probably like going to get banned or taken down by YouTube or whatever. Okay, so I was just messing, by the way. There will be no stabbing. Okay, so all I'm doing now is sharpening this pencil. This is a really fucking weird video already. Okay, so now that that's nicely sharpened, I'm literally just gonna fuck it all over my eyeball. Oh wow, this pencil must be over 10 years old, and like, look at how perfectly it applies. I remember watching Samantha Chapman do a pretty similar look to this one. I can't remember if she used Stash, but she used something very, very similar. I might be mixing up two videos in my head, I don't know. And again, this doesn't need to be neat because we're going to smudge it all out anyway, because this is a fuck it together and see what happens kind of look. But it actually will probably turn out pretty good. Again, this is something I've done time and time again when I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. And I'm just lifting a little bit here because, again, we're 35 now. We need all kinds of lift that we can get without surgery. This is much, much cheaper than doing any kind of eye lifting, okay? Or fucking facial threading or whatever people are doing these days. Right, so these pencils, you have to be careful with them because they are movable, but you've only got about 20 seconds after you apply it to move it around. So, again, I'm just fucking this around with a Urban Decay, no it's not, Real Techniques blending brush. Just to smudge out any edges, we don't want any harsh lines. Yeah, that'll do. And again, this looks absolutely shite at the moment, but it all will be revealed when I put the eyeshadow on top of it. So as with any smoky eye, there's kind of a point where you lose a bit of faith and you kind of go, what the fuck am I doing? This looks dreadful, and you want to wipe it all off. Don't wipe it all off, just keep going, okay? So I'm kind of at that point now where the green eyeliner that I've just put on my eyes kind of looks like sick, but I'm going to keep going, right? This looks like some sort of swamp vomit, but it will look nice in the end, I promise you. So the next thing I'm going to do then, as I said, if you weren't here earlier, I am going to apply Club eyeshadow all over the top of that using a semi-dirty brush. Hang on, let me wipe that off. You don't have to dampen the brush or anything. Mine might be slightly damp by accident because I'm just cleaning it on something I thought was dry that isn't. But, you know, we'll make it work. Okay, so let me show you Club eyeshadow once more. So Club eyeshadow is that one there that looks absolutely nothing in the pan. But it's a brown with a green duochrome reflect. And we are going to fuck this onto my eyes and see what happens. Oh, yeah. That's looking better. All right, so again, loading up my brush, fucking it onto my eye. Look at that. That is awesome. And again, this is going to give me the most glorious, smudgy, smoky eye. Kind of looks like you've spent ages mixing up all of these cool colors, when in fact, actually, it's a shitty old eyeliner and probably an eyeshadow that's maybe 15, I reckon, and is still going strong. I mean, I probably will eventually buy another one. If you have MAC Blue Brown pigment, that's almost the same color. This one is just more green than blue reflect, I would say. And then when I blend it out, you'll see the edges go this kind of cool brownish reddish color. I'm going to throw that underneath now as well. Just whatever's kind of left here. And again, it doesn't have to be neat. In fact, it's kind of the messier the better, because that's the sort of grunge color or the grunge look that we're going for. Essentially minimum effort. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a relatively clean blending brush and I'm just going to go around the edges of that now. This takes probably the longest of everything, but it will be worth it. So Club is a really cool color because it just blends itself out really. And again, you can see it's starting to get a little bit warmer around the edges. Because it is technically a brown shot through with a green or a green shot through with a brown, whatever way you want to look at it, it's a duochrome. I love that someone in the comments has said, stop fucking swearing. That's hilarious. Great sense of humor there. It's my channel, I'll do what I want. I'll do what I want. Does anyone ever think of Cartman when people say that? Any South Park fans here? And again, it's kind of a trust the process moment. We haven't actually been doing this for this long. Considering how long I used to spend on eyeshadow, this is actually relatively quick. I have to say, like, the colors in this room always look bizarre. Like, my hair is not red, but I think because the walls are pink, it just makes my hair look more red. Like, there is dye in my hair, don't get me wrong, but like, it's not fucking red. So okay, that's somewhere where we need to be. This is obviously going to look better with mascara and all that shit. So as we're doing that, let's throw on a bit of liquid eyeliner. Now, for some reason, I have thousands of different line eyeliners, but my liquid one is kind of shit. So I don't know why I haven't just bought a new one. It's also really annoying that the lid is larger than the fucking tube of shit. So Look at this. This is all lid. Like, come on. Who needs this much lid? How big are your hands, guys? So, with a mirror, probably the first fucking thing I've done with a mirror, I'm just going to throw some liquid eyeliner along the top. And yes, I am going to the gym like this afterwards. I don't really give a fuck what people think. Gym will be half empty anyway. It's middle of the day. At least I hope it will. Oh, do you know what's really annoying? People bringing their kids to the fucking gym. Like, if you have to be 16 to join, I don't want toddlers running around the place because if I drop a weight on them, you know, accidentally on purpose, that shouldn't be my fault. They shouldn't be in there. Just saying. No children in the gym, please. Can I have one area of my life that doesn't have children in it? I don't have children, by the way, clearly. I think it would be a very bad thing for the world if I had children. Please don't bring your baby in a fucking buggy or whatever. Someone has asked if I'm a Christian. No, I'm not. Good for you if you are. I have nothing against Christian people, but nah, fuck that shit. Okay, this is kind of boring because I'm semi having to concentrate rather than just fucking everything onto my eye like I did earlier. Hang on there now. Why is this so difficult? Why can I not do this with my mouth closed? What's wrong with me, like? Speaking of Christians and stuff, actually, I was in Ireland last week visiting family, and I met these really cool two American guys. They were over for a concert, I believe. They were going to see the Gorillaz. Obviously, everyone knows who the Gorillaz are. They're really famous. The funny thing was, though, they had travelled all the way from North Carolina to go and see the Gorillaz in Dublin and Belfast, and then the Gorillaz announced a North American tour, which was quite funny. But obviously, they still decided to like do the trip or whatever, which was cool. But yeah, I met them. Like one of them had never been out of the US before, and like they were telling me that like they're living pretty much in the Bible Belt, like North Carolina. And I was asking, well, like how like seriously do people take religion over there, you know? And they said it really varies, like church to church, and what the people are like and their kind of ideas. And they said that like in their experience, they had like been part of a church for most of their lives, and then realized that their church was like racist and homophobic. So apparently a black family attended the church one time, and the pastor like very politely at the end was like, yeah, we don't really want you here, you need to go to this black church down the road, which I thought was totally crazy. But apparently that happened. This is what the guys were telling me anyway. And they also said that like you can't be gay, like you're not allowed to be gay, they're totally homophobic, you know. So yeah, I don't really think religion is for me if it's telling people, you know, you can't be the way that you're born, you know. So yeah, not for me. Plus, there's all the, you know, abuses in the Catholic Church where I'm from, in Ireland. So yeah, religion doesn't really sit too well with me. If you have faith and you were a good person, like that's fucking great, good for you. I think that's lovely, and I know it gives people like a lot of comfort and they get a lot of out of their faith. But don't try and convert me. And if you are going to go to church every Sunday or whatever, a mass, don't be a cunt the rest of the week. Like that's probably my biggest problem is people who are you know, religious or whatever, and then they're an absolute shitbag of a person. Well, there's not really anything I can do about the lag on my phone. If you don't want to watch, don't watch. That's fine. I notice my internet connection is quite slow at home, so if you don't want to watch it, that's fine. Not a problem, but it is what it is, really. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do about that. I'm just going to be here putting on makeup and talking about religion or whatever other shit pops up. I've never had anyone ask me if I was religious before in one of these videos. I'm glad you didn't trust the process and I was able to prove to you that it does work. Yeah. So I mean, I think this eyeshadow's probably fucking gone off, but you know, I'm not finished blending it either because at the end of the day, if you think you fucked up, just keep blending and it usually works out for the best. All right, so I've just fucked on a load of this Essence mascara, which is probably gone off. It's the Lash Princess one. I think the Original one is like the one in the greenish tube. This one is the sculpted volume. I have no idea which one is the best one or not the best one. Just go for whatever you want. What time is it for me? It is 1:41 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay. So yeah, it is definitely, you are definitely in a different time zone there. Okay. So I didn't really do anything with my brows yet. And I'm wondering, should I do them before I do? No, fuck it. I'll do base makeup first. So that primer has been on for an absolute age. So I should definitely be able to do something now. So I'm kind of experimenting with this less is more idea for foundation. So all I'm going to do for my foundation is I'm going to do a single pump of my Shiseido Revitaliscent Skin Glow. All right. So one pump here, literally all that's going onto my hand. Okay. Looks like this. It is the perfect sort of neutral, almost gray beige undertone for my, you know, rather evil looking vampiric skin. So here we go. Could have used a sponge, actually. That might have been better for longevity. Sure, fuck it, we'll go over it with a sponge in a minute. I'm Irish, but I live in the UK. So yes, we are definitely in different time zones. Maybe that's the lag. Who knows? I've never really said, and I never really noticed anyone saying that I have a lag on my videos before. So it could be you. Which bartender? This is going a long way, this one pump of foundation. Oh, I was expecting you to say, like, I don't know, Danny DeVito or something. Oh yeah, corpse life. Okay, so now that I've done that and it looks sufficiently shit, I'm going to take a sponge. I'm going to dampen said sponge with, this is just literally water. It's an old Lush toner bottle that I filled up with water because I like the spritz on it. And we're going to inflate this baby. Okay, so this is just going to make sure everything is applied really evenly, smooth anything out, hydrate, redistribute any product that's gotten lost anywhere, and generally give me the even sort of skin tone that I'm supposed to have. I think people forget that, like, unless you have like severe skin problems, all foundation is really supposed to do is even you out a bit. And the rest is supposed to be done with things like contour and concealer and all that shit. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Now, recently I've been using a lot of, where is it? I might actually have an item to show you. Yes, I've been using a lot of the e.l.f. Halo Glow, but I'm kind of sick of using it, so I'm going to use something else for my contour today. I got this like really, really cheap contour stick because I wanted to try it. Now, it's not as grey as I would like, but I actually do kind of like the stick. So we're going to use this. So what I really like about this is it's easy to kind of blend it away to nothing. And yes, this is going to look pretty insane, and that's fine. And look, we'll draw on a better jawline, you know, the jawline that I wish I had. I really hate that I have this kind of witch chin and like it kind of protrudes beyond the rest of my face. My face is also quite long, and there's nothing I can really do about that. But look, we'll fucking contour it anyway, and then what we'll do is we'll blush it outwards to widen it and make the whole thing look a little bit more cohesive. Right, I better shut up now and start blending this in. I'm gonna try and use the sponge for this actually. Let's see what happens. I mean, this is supposed to be contour. We'll see how it goes. I have just got a message from a friend. What time are you heading to the Exhumed show tonight? That's just come in on WhatsApp. I have no idea. My husband doesn't finish work until 5. He's working from home, so he's listening to all this shit now next door. Poor man. So I guess we'll head after that. The show doesn't start till 7, but everyone seems to be dying to have a fucking drink before the show. I guess such is life. This is what people do. Now, biggest trick I can give you when using fucking contour, bronzer, whatever, is to make sure it goes all the way into your hairline, okay? If it doesn't, it just looks fake as fuck. So, blendy into the hairline. So this is, yeah, definitely warmer than I would normally have, but we're going to top it up with a powder later, so it's not really the end of the world. And then we can kind of grey it out. Sometimes I literally contour my face with a grey colour, because it's what suits best and it's what looks most like the natural shadows on my face, because that's what contouring is. And when you're my color, you don't bronze, okay? You don't bronze because you don't fucking bronze in the sun. It's not natural for me to bronze in the sun. I just go weirdly pink and then I go back to white, and that's pretty much it. Right, again, we are trusting the process. Yes, I have given my hair a jawline. It definitely looks better this way. Okay, right. So the next thing we're going to do then, we better think about, do I do concealer or blush first? I actually can't remember the last time I did this, what looked better. Yeah, fuck it. We'll fix anything that doesn't work with concealer. Let's do that first. Okay, so I am taking, this is the only concealer I took with me the other day, actually, on a trip, which was the Catrice Instant Bright Serum Concealer, okay? And it is very fucking bright, so prepare yourselves. So I have very, very dark under eyes, so I'm going to start there, because that's my biggest problem area. Then I'm going to do a flick up here, because again, we want to lift without ever having to get surgery. I'm going to put a little bit here just to bring this forwards. Again, it's all sort of, what's the word? Sculpting techniques, I guess. Then a bit of the old reverse contour for when you've gone down too low. And that should kind of do the trick. We'll see where we're at from there. I'll put a little bit there as well. We'll see what happens. Ah, fuck it. It's going everywhere now. It's just one of those days. Just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Okay, does anyone else like Limp Bizkit? Just me? Okay. Right, before I blend this in, I'm going to use a bit of the Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. Oh, I forgot the spritz on. That's not great. Because my skin is just feeling so fucking dry because I've not been looking after it recently, and that is 100% my fault and has nothing to do with the products. This is looking very dirty and orange now, so I'm going to use something else to blend in the concealer. What will I use? I think I do have like one of those really, really tiny little sponges. I just have to find it because I can never fucking find anything. To be honest, any sponge will do. Yeah, got one here. Okay, again, same thing. I'm just going to spritz that with water, nothing else. Until it sort of inflates a bit. Okay. And again, this just kind of means that it doesn't soak up too much of the product, the sponge that is. Now remember, I only used one pump of foundation on my entire face, so the concealer is going to be hiding anything that I don't want seen. Right, let's start under this eye. This is my slightly less bad eye. And again, it's a great way to like tidy up the eyeshadow if you've, you know, not been careful like I haven't because I was too lazy. And look at the brightness. Look at that brightness. And you can bring it right down and almost use it as a bit of a cheek highlight there now as well. Proper sculpting. I'll get right into the corner of that eye now in a minute. Okay, so next step, into this corner now again. Blendy, 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 blendy. And like the sponge is doing all the work for me. All I'm doing is tapping. I'm not swiping. So you tap to build up and you swipe to get rid of something, okay? Okay. Now I'm actually going to, after I've done this bit actually, I'm going to swap back to the foundation brush that I used to do the reverse contour bit because this sponge is just a tiny bit too small, okay? So stay with me, we're getting there. Someone's saying do blush. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Okay. Now this shit is powerful. Like if you saw me take this out of the tube, one swipe, like I didn't go back in, I didn't re-dab and get more. No. One swipe of this shit. Trust the process. I can't believe I'm only on here 29 minutes and I've got this far. Like, that's actually quite fast for me. Does anyone watch Peep Show? I think Peep Show is my favorite show of all time. I have no idea if it's popular outside of the UK and Ireland. Probably not. But I quote it about 10 times a day. Okay, right. So we have a few things to do now. We need to blend whatever is right in here because I'm not sure that's so blended. So blendy, blendy. Smooth the old eyebrows. Wasn't really part of the plan, but you know. Okay, I will powder under my eyes in a minute. I can't remember what I was going to say or do. Hang on, I'm just checking that both cheeks are the same. This one's a little bit too harsh. Like myself. There, that's better. And again, just use this to mop up any mistakes, make everything look a bit more seamless. Does anyone remember John McLean used to constantly say the word seamless? I think he kind of just became a parody of himself by the end. I mean, I'm not really worried about saying this because he's never going to see my video, but you know. Right, I think I'm going to do another hydrating spritz. And then we need to do some powder to set shit into place. So I've gone a bit mad for setting powders recently. So I've had a number. I've had the Huda Beauty one in Sugar Cookie, which is the lightest shade, obviously. Then I've had the Wet n Wild Pink Loose Setting Powder, which is actually grand. And then the other one I really like is the, and there's a big fucking sticker on it, thanks Amazon, the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. Now, I think I'm going to use the Maybelline one today just to prove that you can get a fucking flawless finish from a drugstore product, okay? So I am going to get, again, totally unprepared here, one of these little triangular puff things. I probably should use a smaller one, but I can't find it. So we're going in with a big mama. Okay, here we go. Under the eyes, press, 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 not swiping. Do not swipe, motherfucker. All the way in, into that corner, pressing down. I'm 35 years old. My under eyes are looking a lot younger with all this help. Again, we'll sweep away any excess now in a minute. Trust the process. That is the most flawless looking fucking powder ever. You can put it everywhere. I'm probably just going to concentrate it around under my eyes, she says as she dabs it everywhere, and a little bit on my chin just to keep everything in place. It sort of, I wouldn't say it mattifies. It just sets, but it doesn't look flat. So maybe like a modern matte, I don't fucking know. I can't keep up with all this semi-matte bullshit. Like whatever happened just calling things matte, satin, glowy, then dewy came into the mix a few years ago. I don't fucking know. Oh, Jesus Christ. I went into Superdrug the other day, which would be like our local, I don't know, fucking Walgreens or whatever you want to say in America. I don't even know who's watching this. What do you have in Australia? I haven't got a fucking clue. Kmart? No? Is that still American? Who knows? Anyway, yeah, I went in and like there's this new middle aisle in between like the skincare or what used to be the skincare aisle and the makeup stuff. And it's just all of these brands I've never fucking heard of and like that seem to have just come along to encapsulate every trend ever. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? By the way, this is just literally the same eyeshadow brush that I used to apply the one eyeshadow that we have used today. So I get quite intimidated when I go into a shop and I'm like, what the fuck is all of this shit? And I find it really overwhelming. Do you know what? One of the scariest times of my life is when I go into Superdrug or Boots and they have 3 for 2 on all cosmetics. It's like my dream and my nightmare in one. Like, and I can't make a decision and I freak out because I'm trying to decide what to buy and I don't want to make a mistake. And like, it's just the weirdest feeling. Most people would feel like joy. I have fear. And then I end up buying nothing. It's really weird. Right. Looking slightly less dead. Actually, it kind of looks like my lips are just bleeding, but they're not. I just thought I'd get the concealer off them. Right, so that's where my face is at the minute. It definitely does need blush, but I'm actually going to do a little bit more contouring first. So this is the Inglot palette that I made a few years ago when an Inglot store was closing down and I took advantage of it. As you can see, this is the shade that I'm going to use. It's this nice sort of grey brown, and I'm using a slightly angled random cheap brush to apply that. And again, I'm kind of just going over the contour I've already done. And this is going to keep it on for longer, give my hairline a jawline. And it's also cooling it down a little bit because, as I said, that stick contour is good, but it's a bit warm. The other one I got was the right color, but it was just like, it blended into nothing. If I can still find it, I'll show you now in a minute. But yeah, that was pretty shite. I think it was meant maybe more for like a nose contour or something. Okay. It's still looking quite warm on camera, but it's not in person. I don't know. Jesus Christ, could I have a bigger forehead? Okay, right, that's on. Let's add a bit of, you know, hydration, moisture, glow, dew back to the skin because I'm looking extremely corpse-like right now, especially after powdering. I mean, this is the genuine color of my face, it's the color of my neck, but you know, at the same time, I don't want to look like I'm unalive. So hang on, magnetic closure is not working. Ah, satisfying. Okay. I can't believe I still haven't done my eyebrows. Okay, we better put a bit of blush on. So one of my favorite blushes of life, I got it secondhand and it's called Cosmic Force. I think I might have shown this in another video actually. It is discontinued. It's this beige blush and it came out in 2016. I don't know when it got discontinued, but I know it's gone. I got mine on Vinted and I just think it's the most amazing nothing color in the world. It's an amazing nothing color. You heard me here first. So this is like a true beige blush. It's not cool. It's not warm. It's not pink. It's not peach. It's just there, which I think is amazing. It will go with pretty much any look. Now I am going to highlight my face as well because again, I'm looking rather dead. Yes, I am going to the gym with all this makeup on. Okay, that's okay. You're allowed to leave. Have a good day. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to throw this highlighter on here now. Oh, look at that. And that is the Catrice Supreme Rose Beam. It looks nothing like rose, but it is very pretty. Okay. Thank you for subscribing. See you later. Okay. Clearly winning people over with my personality and charm every day of the week. That's how we roll here. Okay. So I look a little bit less dead now, especially with the highlight on. Okay. Why do I keep saying okay? My eyebrows now are the thing that's really sticking out to me the most as troublesome. So what I'm going to do before I do my eyebrows though is I'm going to use the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash by Comment Man. Yeah, it's quite funny actually. Okay, so throwing a bit of that now onto my lower lashes. Sorry, I didn't mean to blind you with the mirror there. Again, I kind of forgot I'm filming about 10 times. If you need a highlight, you have to get that Catrice one. Like, it's so inexpensive and so amazing. I have Rose Beam, which to be honest, if I had seen it in person, I wouldn't have bought because it looks too dark for me and actually it's beautiful. So if you need a highlight, there's a recommendation. Okay, so we are good to go. I just think that adds so much to the eyes. I still only have like one coat of mascara on the top lashes, so I might add a little bit more there. R.I.P. Comment Man. Okay, there we go. So my eyebrows now are definitely sticking out as the problem. So I don't know why I want to do this, but I'm going to go in with the brow pomade, even though I feel like I have no skill left in my body. I'm going to try it with the MAC 263 brush, which I have never attempted because this brush is actually quite new to me. I'm going to wipe off whatever is on it because I think it was just some sort of eyeshadow. And this is the Benefit Brow Pomade in the shade 2 Warm Golden Blonde, which it clearly isn't. So let's just go with it. I might have to use, ooh, this is a bit dried out. I'm glad the brush was damp. I might have to use a mirror, so bear with me. Oh, I like that color. I had forgotten how nice the color is. It's really a taupe. I don't know why it's called Warm Golden Blonde, but you know, we'll go with it. I'm trying to do a kind of less is more at the front and then wing it out a little at the side. So I've trimmed the ends of my eyebrows a small bit just so I can lift them ever so slightly. I don't really know if that's going to work or not, but look, we'll find out. I'm pretty sure Benefit do still sell this pomade stuff. Does anyone use it? Does anyone like it? I've always found these pomades like the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, etc., pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry. You've caught me there like mid comment about the The Sigma brushes you're talking about. Yeah. Sigma brushes used to be cheap as fuck. Like, okay, they weren't drugstore prices, but they were so affordable. Like, all of my older brushes are Sigma. I only have a few MAC ones. And again, some of them have been acquired more recently on Vinted. And like, Jesus, Sigma's prices now are outrageous. Like, it's absolutely not worth that. You can probably find the same things on eBay. If you're going for like cheaper brushes, I mean, they're not even that cheap, but I would highly recommend the Real Techniques ones. Techniques. I have yet to meet a brush from their collection that I don't like. So that's probably what I would recommend to you. But yeah, I wouldn't be buying Sigma anymore either. They're way too expensive. And considering they used to be an affordable brand, forget it. But yeah, all these brow pomade products that I was talking about earlier, they definitely had their day, but like I still think they're really good, especially if you want longevity and you're not into this whole kind of fluffy business that everyone's doing now. I don't really think that suits me, especially as I have almost no eyebrow hairs to fluff. So I think this sort of a thing is just better, even if it does look a bit 2016 or whatever. I mean, we can do a little bit of, work at the front of the brows. I don't want to say the word fluffing because I've already said so many X-rated terms in this video. Okay. These videos are at the end of the day just me rambling on to myself, but I enjoy it. I almost find it like sort of therapeutic stress relief maybe. I mean, my eyebrows never look the same, so I don't know why I'm trying to match them up exactly, but that'll do, pig. Yes, that's a Babe reference. Yeah, this eyebrow looks better than this eyebrow, but look, what are you going to do? It'll be fine. Okay, so that was the Benefit pomade. I'm going to be fucking around with this now for the entire day and probably the rest of this video as a minimum. Okay, we'll worry about that now in a minute. My face is still feeling very dry. I got a new setting spray because that milk one, as you saw, is nearly gone. But I have no idea how I feel about it. This is the Vive Invisiveil setting spray. I got this with a Sephora voucher I had for my birthday. I love the mister. Like, it deposits just the right amount of product and it smells nice, but why does it need to smell at all? That's kind of my question. But yeah, definitely giving me some glow, but I want to see how this kind of sets down and how it'll look. I'm looking weirdly bronze. I don't know if I like this. Right, well, we can detract from that with whatever lipstick we put on. And yes, I am going to wear this lipstick to the gym. Fuck it, why not? I don't know. Do we have any thoughts on lipsticks? Hello, comment man, you have returned. No, it's not morning. It is currently 2:05 in the afternoon in the UK, to whoever's asking what time it is. Okay, so we need to do some kind of lip color, and I have no idea what's going to go with this. I don't know. Well, look, we can start by lining my lips with Stone Lip Pencil. Again, if you're pale like me, this is a must-have. This will cool down any lipstick that is too warm. Really pisses me off how many lipsticks are just warm tone for no reason. Or they look cool tone in the pictures, and then you order it and it's warm. I'm gonna have to conceal something there, but look, we'll deal with that when we get to it. Okay, I've no idea what to do. I might go just for an old favorite, which is Fenty Blazed Donut. I believe they've now changed the name to just Donut. I wonder why. So this is just a beige, like light nude pink. It suits pretty much everyone. And then I'll get a little bit of concealer over here just for the edge. where my lip has decided to fall apart. So let's have a look there now. I have this lovely little concealer palette from MAC. I don't know if these are available anymore. Probably not, because they fucking discontinue everything. This is the Light Studio Fix Conceal and Correct palette. It contains NC15, W10, NC20, and W20, pale yellow and pale pink. As you can see, I've pretty much never touched the pink one. I've used the yellow once or twice, and then the two at the top regularly get used if I'm doing any kind of proper concealing work. So I am going to dip into probably the NC20, I think. Yeah, NC20 and a bit of the NW or the W10. Because if I just use W10, it's a highlighter. Now I'm doing the rest of my lip because I'm a little bit extra like that. I just like highlighting the edge of my lip. Do I love IKEA? It's okay. There's some new one around now called like Yisk or something. Has anyone been to Yisk? Spelled with a J, but I don't know why. Whatever country it's from, I assume. Okay, I feel like the eye look is missing something, so I don't know if it just needs to be blended out even more within an inch of its life, or if we need to add an inner corner highlight, but for now. Yeah, Australia's not really on my bucket list. As you can see, I'm not really made for hot weather. Anything above like 25 degrees Celsius and I'm kind of out. And a lot of things in Australia can kill you, so it's never really been on my to-do list. I just realized I've used the wrong blending brush while I was talking about Australia. Never mind. And I fucked up the corner a bit. So let's see if we can improve that. Well, isn't your winter our summer? And then I'd have to give up our summer? I don't know. To be fair, our summer's not that great. We're lucky if we get a few days over 20 degrees, so. Oh yeah, there is a bit of smokiness now. That's what I think, like the giant spiders and is it crocodiles or alligators you have? You have something like that. Everything tries to kill you, basically. Scorpions, all kinds of nasty shit. Yeah. I'm aware that most of the country is a desert as well, and it's very expensive. So nothing in Australia really interests me, no offense. But you know, you probably don't want to come to the UK because of the shitty weather, so I don't blame you. Yeah, totally fucked up that corner, but that was totally me. I think I used the brush that I blended out the green with by accident. I've heard Australia is a really racist country. Is that true? I think we're nearly there, lads. I think we're nearly there. I'm definitely looking and feeling older than my age today, but look, these days happen. Well, my friend went there who's not white and couldn't get anyone to rent to him, so. That's hilarious. You should visit Australia. I'm just going to comment on random people's videos and see if that works. You never know. You never know. All right. I think that's probably like the perfect place to leave the video because I'm pretty much done now and I'm going to go to the gym looking a bit mad, but you know, they're used to me there. They know I'm weird. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me, and please don't forget to subscribe and press like and all those things if you did enjoy the video. And sure, look, I'll be around at some point. I don't want to make any promises now about making actual videos because clearly I can't stick to anything. So I'll see you when I see you. Thank you guys. Goodbye to new friends and old friends.